Foodie, someone with a particular interest in food or gourmet. We all love food, we all eat food, and when we're going out to a restaurant and spending money on a meal, we most definitely want to make that worthwhile. My name is Alyssa Contreras, and I am a senior here at Marquette University studying corporate communications and communication studies. My freshman year in Milwaukee, I didn't really know what to expect. Here, I'm from Los Angeles, and I grew up around different people with different backgrounds and cultures, and I was around very different authentic foods all the time. I would categorize myself as a foodie just because I love seeing what other cultures have to offer, and I am very interested in trying different foods that are out there. So after my first year at Marquette, I decided that I would go out and try different restaurants to see what authentic foods the greater Milwaukee area has to offer. I'm going to talk to you guys about my favorite authentic restaurants throughout Milwaukee that I have personally tried, as well as some that sources have presented to me that I've done research on that I have yet to try. Marquette is filled with different people with very different backgrounds and cultures, and I think that it's important that we all know that there are other foods aside from cheese curds and beer and other American fast foods that are great, but it's good to know that there are other options out there as well. So hopefully after this video, you guys will be a little bit more aware about the different authentic restaurants throughout Milwaukee. First, I'm going to start off with a few different Mexican restaurants. I grew up in a Mexican and Cuban household, so I really did miss the traditional foods that my grandma and my mom would make. So coming into Milwaukee, I definitely wanted to try and find a good Mexican restaurant. The first restaurant that I tried was Casa de Alberto, which was amazing and had very authentic foods. And according to UW Milwaukee Medium, states Casa de Alberto is an authentic restaurant with amazing guac and speedy service. So, Cafe de Alberto doesn't just offer great food, but they also offer the other little things that make a restaurant great, such as awesome customer service and quick and speedy service. Another restaurant that I've tried is Cafe Corazon, which, according to Foursquare, is on the top of the 15 most authentic restaurants in Milwaukee and was high on the list because of their burritos, tacos, drinks, speedy service, and fun atmosphere. Next, I am going to talk about Cuban restaurant that one of my friends recommended to me my sophomore year. As I said, I grew up in a Mexican and Cuban household, so I really wanted to find a good Cuban spot. This one restaurant called Cubanitas is a great, authentic Cuban restaurant that has awesome plantains, black beans, and lechon. Lechon is an authentic and traditional Cuban pork that is made, and we have it every Christmas back at my house. So it was nice finding a little spot out in Milwaukee that offers all of that. Next, I'm going to talk about Italian restaurants, and one that I recently went to this past weekend was Dorsia. It is very popular right now, and I'm sure you guys have heard of it. It's the Italian restaurant that offers flights of pasta. So you don't have to stick with one thing. You can choose different types of pasta and kind of try it all. And this honestly was an Italian foodie's dream. So I was in love. And also, according to Milwaukee's most authentic Italian restaurant voted for 2017 and 2018 is Ristorante Bartolotta. I have yet to try this, but it had great reviews. Next, I'm going to talk about African food. I have never tried African food, but WUWM 89.7 recommended this one African restaurant that is very authentic, and it's called Irie Zulu, and it came about in the last year or so, and WUWM 89.7 said that it represented the different parts of Africa and Jamaica that weren't really represented before. So that's awesome to hear, and definitely a spot that I plan to try soon. Lastly, I'm going to talk about Asian, fusion, and Vietnamese cuisine. And again, according to On Milwaukee, Hue was voted the best Vietnamese restaurant in Milwaukee of 2017-2018, and they're known for their signature Vietnamese fish fry. So that is definitely something that I also want to try, and I'm very excited too. So as you guys can see, there are so many different options and different restaurants that Milwaukee has to offer. So many that not many have heard of, just like African food. And so hopefully now you guys are able to kind of be aware and gain a little bit more insight on the different authentic restaurants in the greater Milwaukee area. So go out and eat some good food.